Gonna grind out the bad weld.
Mistakes.
And I'm gonna make the back legs. And Lucy's gonna be Lucy. And we remembered earplugs, respirators. Time to get to work. Got some back legs coming together. Some front legs waiting for some weld. There's 4 legs on the table. Those were pretty finicky. Lots of difficult curves to try and get right, and straining with clamps and bashing with hammers. And anyway, pretty happy with the little toes. I think that'll look good. So these just need to get a little finish welding while they're still easy to get to, and then we'll grind them one more time. And that'll be that. And is my bottle of gas empty yet? Oh man, it's still not quite empty. It's frustrating. Maybe I should just do some welding to use up that gas. This tank's good. It's got lots. But I only have 2 tanks and 2 welders, so I don't know what to do. I hate wasting gas. And oh yeah, and of course the shade.
There's more. There's so much more room for activities now.
Getting ready for the big rush. It's coming up this road here later this summer. All the volunteers will be streaming in. Won't even be room to park in this place. So these heart planters are pretty great, and I need to raise money for the Council of Animals. So I'm putting these up for sale on my website. And if you want to support me and my projects, this is a good way to do it. I love making stuff. And these are pretty great. Thank you. So this seemed like a good time to talk about technique. When I'm welding these up, this one, the face is a little crazy, but here's a better example. I just weld where they come together. I don't really worry too much about the middle parts. But I added a full welding horn. And I'm not trying to get perfect, because if you do, you'll just drive yourself crazy. So there's little holes and imperfections and stuff everywhere. But when it's welded, it looks like that. So I've just kind of welded the intersections. And this is 14 gauge, but I have the welder set to 16 gauge to try and leave. So this is a series of tacks. That's when you just tack, 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 you get those fish eyes. And then when you're trying to go in a straight line, you have to put these seams. And I'm always in an awkward position, and so I usually end up doing like somewhere in between. You can see I've got a hole right there. But you go, you go, you go. And once it gets too hot, it of course starts to melt. So you have to kind of find the right speed. Anyway, it looks like that. And then I'm using these super great these Sigma Green Max. I highly recommend these. They are extremely long lasting and work real nice. So then I go through and I get my grinder set to the angle of the facet I'm working on, and I try to do that whole facet. And then I'll go over here and then I'll do this facet. So I'm never hitting the edge. I'm just working flat. So and I get all the gross welds off with this. And then I switch to a soft pad and do the same thing. Trying to stay flat with that one and then flat with that one. And then the very last step is to just gently hit the edge if it's too sharp. But usually you have enough inaccuracy in your hands to kind of feather it out a little bit. And that's the technique. And so I got one half the head cleaned up enough, and the other half is welded. And some of it I'll probably do after, like I keep hitting the chains when I'm in this spot, so I need to, anyway. So I'm going to flip him around and tackle these welds on this side and soft pad it, and then he's going to get flipped over, and I'm going to weld up those ears like I did the horn, so they appear to be solid-ish. And that's probably going to take me all day. Well, here's the end of week 2. The head's all finished. Fully welded the horn and the ears. And they look pretty great. And been doing a lot of infrastructure instead of working on the Rhino, which is why I feel like I'm behind. But had to get this outside. Couldn't really reach around it. But there's the butt. Nice and chonky. Toes are great. Front legs are done. All ground out to acceptable standards. And I've got a total hillbilly shop going on over here. So every time I need to do something, I have to go find the thing and plug it in. Like cutting that square tube involved a whole day. But I didn't have to cut it with an angle grinder. That's a win. Bye.